Feed talk. Drop the bass.
All right.
What's up?
There you have it.
Someone turn that into an actual dubstep song, bro. We got some talented viewers out there, I'm sure. Even though I'm the musician, I should be the one that knows how to do that. But yeah, so we just got done talking about the episode. It is January 16th currently. We just got done talking about the show that happened tonight, which was the nominations, in which we saw Alex nominating both Dominique and Jessica, with her plan being to send Jessica home, even though the rest of the house thought that it was to send Dominique home. So we have some stuff to talk about. As we know, the Sunday episodes are very behind because by the time the Sunday episode airs live, we already know who won the veto and pretty much who's going home like 4 days before it even happens, right?
Yeah,
hello Brianna, hello Game, hello Ben, hello Garrett. But yeah, we're very behind. But so let's talk Veto, Charlie. We had a very weird schedule. Some of you guys might have seen. We were gonna go live. I believe it was set for 11 p.m. on Friday night. We were gonna announce the Veto winner, or we were gonna announce the noms. But then they played the Veto that night, right?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a nighttime, so that's why they did it Friday night. But yeah, it just, we would have came live at 5, 6 a.m. There's no point then. So we're just like, let's go live after Sunday. Sunday's the bummer episode anyways. It's like you only got stuff to talk about for about 5 minutes. But yeah, of course.
Justin says, who's the sluttiest woman on the show? Honestly, I don't think I don't like to degrade women anyway, but I think the woman that probably uses her looks and flirting to their advantage the most is Raven, in my opinion.
Her sympathy card. Dude, they finally did her segment on the show. Dude, Twitter ripped it apart. They were like, oh, wow, we've only seen this 20 times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it literally brings it up in every conversation. It's pretty bad if you guys watch the feeds. It's
yeah, a lot of people don't really like don't really like Raven at home. But so Veto happened. The plan pretty much stayed. Nothing really big happened in between the nominations and Veto because it was such little time in between. But really when stuff started to get good was when Veto was played. Jason was picked for the Veto. He was one of the 3 picked at random, and he ended up winning that Veto competition. And we all know that Jason's very close to Alex, and he was onto the plan to get rid of Dominique this week. And they pulled the trigger and actually stood to their word. And Jason takes Jessica off the block and puts up Mark in her place. That's a big move.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't happened yet, but it's one of those things where it's like it's going to happen. It's first thing in the morning tomorrow. So, this is good on so many levels because now if Jessica wins, they're all safe no matter what because, they put on the block, yeah, but you can always say, well, when 15 people are telling me to, it happens.
Yeah, Garrett, degrading women is your America, not mine. Not my America.
Yeah, Duke of Derps, vegan.
Yeah, Brianna, I don't know if you like wrestling, but cut a promo on Garrett right now. Go off on him, man. Duke of Derps. Yeah, Brianna. So yeah, sorry, I misspoke. It has not officially happened yet, but Mark will be the replacement nominee.
Which is crazy. I mean, last week at this time, I thought Mark and Dominique were going to go very, very far together.
Mm-hmm.
But that blew up. Cody and the talk show are what resulted in this, and now sucks for them. I mean, I liked them. I thought they were both good. I thought Dominique was in such a good spot, but
and I mean, you saw on the show tonight, the nomination show, the 2 that Alex was thinking right away was Mark and Dominique.
Yeah,
and now that Cody, we see that Cody actually put in some work before he left. People thought that he was just kind of dropping bombs just to scare some people, but him trying to blow up Mark and Dominique's game, one of them's going home. That's just nuts.
Yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah. So the other big thing is Dominique is starting to get onto Paul. People in Twitter, you know, the hamsters, so to say,
Hamster watch.
They're getting behind Dominique a little bit because anytime someone's running the game as hard as Paul is, you know, the Derricks and Dans and, you know, Dr. Wills, people always like that anti-hero, the person that can come in and actually figures it out early on and tries to make a big move, which is why people started to like Cody near the end. But now people are starting to get behind Dominique.
Yeah. So her and Paul had this big falling out. And, you know, people are saying it's a rough, like, the way they fought was like Dominique just called him out on everything. But these people that are aligned to Paul are so clueless. They don't believe it, but she's speaking the truth. I mean, Paul has a final two, you know, they haven't said it out loud, but he's got this secret duo with everyone.
Yeah.
Josh, Kevin, Alex.
We talked about it. Everybody thinks that there's his boy.
So,
and the only person that seems to be catching on a little bit is Kevin.
Yeah, I think we were hoping Paul would get well, not hoping, but it looked like Paul was going to get netted. But now I don't think it's happened at all. I think Paul might, unless Dom can somehow stick around, and maybe she can convince people to vote out Mark.
I mean, it's smart. This is the 1 week. This is the last week that Paul is safe. So he knows that he needs to make a game move now to where he builds targets way bigger than himself because of just personal disputes and rocking the boat intentionally. So yeah. It's smart. He has to make game moves that last much longer than 1 week. That way he can set himself up for the long run.
So Ben says basically Jason, Alex, Ramses, and Jessica versus Mark, Matt, Raven, Dom, and Elena, with Paul and Kevin sitting comfortable, and Josh is in the house as well.
Dude, I forgot about Josh.
Josh, I mean, he's in a good spot. These people are all going to take shots before him now. But what the thing about Josh? He's playing an ultimate floater game, so you know that's not a bad thing, but it's going to benefit him well. But he's got to stop being so out. Just last night, he had a massive outburst on Mark about a pillow because he was tired. You know, like you can't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Mark should be evicted so Cody has a harder problem to win the Get Back episode. Yeah, I think Dominique's going to give him a run for his money too. We haven't seen her like compete yet, but she's physical. She's in shape.
Mm-hmm.
She stayed on the wall for over an hour. Regardless, Cody would have too, but you know, it all comes down to.
I think that Dominique, because we never know if it's going to be mental, physical.
It's whatever the next HOH is, and we don't know yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So like we don't know what kind of competition the last battle back is going to be. Last year it happened to be an endurance comp, but this year we just had an endurance comp, so it's probably not going to be an endurance comp. So, which we saw Cody excels in. So if Cody or Cameron are back, I think Dom or Mark can give them a run for their money, probably.
Yeah. Let's see. What edit do you think Dom's going to get in future episodes? It's going to be calling out Paul, so she's going to look smart.
Yeah. I want to talk about, who do you think is going to get the temptation, Brianna says?
The temptation, we're going to find out on Thursday. That's nuts. I think it's going to go to Dom, even if it's by legit or by rig. With this show, I know. But Dom or Jessica, she's right.
Well, we got to remember that it's not based on the live feed watchers. Like this is still.
It's going to go by the TV episode. They're going to see Dom going home.
TV episode. TV's going to see it, and they're going to like either people are going to be like, "I love Dom, let's save her," or they're going to say, "Let's just give it to who we like." Honestly, bro, they might just give it to Alex still. She's got to be the most liked in America right now by the casual fans.
I think so. I maybe Kevin actually. We keep forgetting about Kevin. I don't know how liked he is, but what the hell would he do with that temptation? Block Cody? No, he wanted to team up with Cody. He kept saying he wants Cody and Alex and himself on a team, with Jessica and Jason. But people are like, Josh is going the week after his immunity, and now he's looking easy, Jerry. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jerry's 2 evictions away. So
isn't that crazy?
But we have the hold and the battle back, so you never know. Connor says, don't forget that no matter who wins the battle back, based on what Julie said in the eviction episode, the house guests will have a chance to deny their entry back in the house.
Do you think she's going to – I mean, since we're not knowing till Thursday, are we going to find out – like, are they going to announce it live, or are we just going to find out on Thursday?
I don't know.
I know what I mean? Because on Thursday, it's not all live. They start the show out, say hi to the house guests live, then update us on what happened between Veto and now, and then they go live again. So during that section where it's not actually live on Thursday, is that what we're going to find out? Or is she literally going to be like, before we get started, we want to announce the Den of Temptation? Like, I feel like they don't have enough time to go live, right? Because the whole point is that you're not supposed to know who wins it. It's supposed to be secret.
I have no idea how it's going to work.
Like, what if, what they might do?
Thursday. We might find it out on the episode.
You know what they might do, actually? They might do, which this way I would do it if I was a producer. I would say, do the Den of Temptation. You kick off Thursday's episode, and you say, hello, house guests. It's time for a new Den of Temptation. And then as they fill us in, that's when the house guests are going one by one into the Den of Temptation, or maybe just into the diary room. That's it's closer. They could do something like that.
True. That'd be pretty cool. Dom, Kevin, or Raven because of sympathy story. The thing about Raven's story, people are kind of sick of it. Not in like, it's a crazy thing and all, but I don't know. Raven, she gets on a lot of people's nerves. Just because she's that girl that there are so many examples. Like when Christmas walked in the house with her surgery, Raven rips her sock off and throws it so Christmas can see her injured foot right away. She has to be the center of attention, but she subconsciously does it. Yeah. Also, let's try to keep the politic talk in chat. I appreciate, you guys being interested and wanting to know our opinions, James. This is for the live feeds. We're not, out here.
But yeah, I don't think anyone else in the chat wants to talk politics right now. It's a little, I don't know.
Big brother.
But if you guys want to talk politics, hold on. What's the name of his channel? I got you, Garrett. I'll give Garrett a plug. I'm finding it. Dude, I subscribed. I don't know where the hell it is. Garrett, put the name of your channel in there. I'll get you. But yeah, Garrett runs a politics channel, so.
Let's see. What were we on? Oh, Raven. So Dominique was talking because Dominique is very close to God, right? And it's kind of one of her things. She's always talking about it. Andrew asked who won Veto. Jason won Veto.
Yep. Jason won Veto, and the plan is to take Jessica off and to replace Jessica with Mark. That's happening tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And Raven was like, well, how could you talk about God? Doesn't she know I could die any day? Or something like that. Like, Raven. It's just annoying. On the show, they just addressed it for the first time.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Ben says, but the casual watchers, they aren't. They just learned it, and the casuals vote more often. What was that in response to, Ben?
We were talking about who we think would win it.
Oh, right.
Do you guys watch the BB Saga? I have seen it before. I don't keep up with it too much. I saw his first one this season, talking about Will from season 14.
Nice.
He does the Big Brother parody thing.
Yeah. So right now if you guys had to list top 3, not people you like, but people that you think are in the best position to go far in the game. Let's say the top 3 people with the best chances of making Final Four. Because Final Four, it's like you either have to be really good at something or so bad that people will take you there, right? So, yeah.
What Raven said. Oh, all right. I just pulled up the exact quote. So Dom said, God is watching her, right? And Raven says, do you not realize I have 2 terminal diseases and I could die next year? What the hell?
Yeah.
I just, it's just kind of weird to bring that up in every day. Just like Jillian, oh, this bed reminds me of the time I went to Taiwan and got the surgery.
Right. And I mean, right now, Big Brother, like CBS isn't going to show her talking about her condition for weeks probably. So the casual viewers, they're just like, oh, what a brave young girl. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Jason, Josh, Kevin. Isn't that crazy that Josh is in the top 3 at all? And then Brianna said Alex, Jason, Matt, Josh. Gave us 4, but that's fine. Alex, Kevin, Elena. Elena's an interesting pick. I feel like Elena's going to be one of those people that just ends up being a casualty, gets voted home.
I see a lot of Matt and a lot of Josh and a lot of Kevin.
Kevin, Matt, when Cody comes back, and Jess. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it can be Cody and Jessica. I mean, these people in the house this year are smarter than your average batch of Big Brother. Can we just this has been a pretty good season as far as personalities.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's been
and it's mostly because they're older.
Yeah, I think this should be a lesson. You don't want to go back to the season 16 where there's one person over 30.
It's rough, dude. You just put a bunch of beautiful people in there and it's fine. But I don't know, bro. You just get a bunch of jocks and bimbos. Sorry, I know that's offensive, but that's what it ends up being. They just find the most stereotypical white people they possibly can, right?
Yeah, like season 16. That was a cringy season.
Yeah, dude.
Casting point. But
Connor says Kevin, Elena, Jess, and Josh. Yeah, Jessica's still in that, she's at the bottom of that new alliance. So of her new alliance, I should say. It's not a new alliance, but she needs to find someone to latch onto, and it can't be Alex or Jason, because those two are already latched on. Who are the people that are ride or dies for sure? See, I
think she should latch up with Ramses.
That'd be a good one.
He's got no one.
Yeah.
No one trusts him now. So
there's still a lot of people out there that aren't 100% committed to someone else, And then if Cody does come back, all of a sudden you've got Jess, Cody, and Ramses all working together. Ramses can be the little snake, just going around getting info for him.
That's true. So I'll tell people putting Matt. What do you think of Matt's game?
I think Matt's playing a good game. Sure, he's a little boring for TV, but he's intentionally not being opinionated. He's intentionally, he's just playing smart, in my opinion.
Yeah, playing a little boring, but smart at the same time. I'd say Paul, but I'm worried his game will get blown up a little after jury starts. Yeah, it seems too good to be true that Paul is gonna.
Ben, that's a good point, Ben. In the seasons, people always relate to the people that aren't bimbos and jocks. Donnie, Steve, Kevin. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
That's season 17. There's people I really liked in there. Jason and Kevin and Paul, Matt and Raven, Mark and Elena. I think he's talking about duos, maybe. Kevin and Paul.
Yeah. Kevin and Paul, I would.
Shameless.
You know what? I can't, if there's a final 2 that Paul is committed to, I think it's Kevin.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind Paul and Alex. That'd be a good one, too, because they both have been playing since the beginning.
Yeah.
Josh won the Temptation. I feel like there's best options in terms of entertainment. It would be a hilarious moment. I know it won't happen, but it's wishful thinking.
Especially since, Josh isn't very patient. Josh would just be like, screw it, let's do it.
Dude, I don't want to block Cody. We need Cody.
The winner might be Paul or Kevin. After that segment with Kevin and Ramses, I think that Kevin is actually a front runner. because like the voting isn't open for the whole season or whatever. The only time you can vote is for this week, and people know that they can vote, you know, between now and Thursday or whatever. So yeah.
I just remember from Dom's interview when she said that she doesn't shy away from controversy.
We talked about that a lot in the preview.
You know, at first she didn't want to be stereotyped as, she said herself, she didn't want to be stereotyped as the angry black woman. But after like, she had to call Paul out. She had to, and she plans on doing so tomorrow at the veto ceremony. Also, I'm gonna grab my charger.
What do you think? What do you think about Dominique saying that the only reason she's on the block is because of her skin color? People in chat. Charlie's back. She basically said that like every year is the same thing. The only reason people try to get the black person out is because they're an easy target, or they're seen as like this loudmouth. Because like when she got in her fight with Paul, really that was the first time she had ever had an outburst of any kind. You know, and now all of a sudden people in the house are stereotyping her like that, whereas like Josh has had 4 times as many fights as that, and people are kind of giving him a pass. I you know, a lot of people are just like, wow, she's just crazy, you know, but I think there's a little bit of merit behind it.
Fair enough. You know, people have been saying for years they need a more diverse cast. You know, what's the point of having 13 white people?
Literally, they put 2 black people on a season once, and it was the season where they put a bunch of racist white people in there, and they all voted them out right away. Howard and, was it Candace? That was her name, right? Yeah, dude. And they were like, Howard's one of my favorite players, like, ever. Howard's like
he's like that ultimate nice guy.
Yeah.
Lane, it's not that anyone was stereotyping her. She was telling Mark, because Mark's her number 1. She's telling her she's worried about being stereotyped if she gets mad. You know, if they just cast more, that this wouldn't be an issue. But I saw a quote from Devon that I thought was really interesting. Devon said she went to her casting call for season 17, right? And she said that it was only her and 2 other black people there, 2 other black women. And she says, well, this might be why we're not getting that many people on the show. She said, go out there, go try out.
I mean, and that's true. Like, how many inner city families do you think watch Big Brother?
I don't know Big Brother's demographic. I know it's a lot of
high percentage, bro. It's got to be.
Big Brother's a lot of old people that watch it. It's weird. It's like our age and then like fucking 50s.
Yeah.
It's like there's no gap. It's really weird.
Yeah, dude. Hunter said Aaron. Yeah, they had Aaron and Gina Marie and what's her name? Victoria. No, maybe it wasn't Victoria. I can't remember. The dark-haired girl who was sleeping with the dude that got evicted like first.
I don't even
it was terrible. They had the 3 girls and the 3 guys that were paired up with all of them. Oh.
Gina Marie?
No, there was Gina Marie, but there was the other girl. She had dark hair. Hold on. Caitlin, that's it. Yeah.
Yep, Hunter got it.
3 girls. Aaron, Caitlin, and Gina Marie were just. Oh my god, that was a terrible season, bro. Honestly, if there was one guy or girl that I could bring back for an all-star season, it would be Howard. He got a really raw deal, man. He spent his whole time trying to like not fight people. He had to save Candace on like numerous occasions. Who do you think is the most memeable person?
Fucking Cody, man. There's no way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dude, so Charlie, I texted you today, or I messaged you in the like right after the Christmas segment when she came back and announced that she wasn't gonna have movability in her foot. I messaged you and said, "Wow, bitch, crying." Were you crying, bro?
Bro, when I was watching it live, I felt bad. I was like, "Damn, this girl's life is CrossFit."
Were there tears?
No, I know it wasn't tears, but
lies.
It's one of those things that's like, man, how can you got to feel for her going to Big Brother? Now she can't She's never gonna have full mobility in her foot.
Jason's gonna. Oh man, dude, I can't even imagine how bad he feels, dude.
Jason, 38-year-old dude. I was surprised by him.
Jason better give her a kid or something in return.
Cody's not programmed to be meme.
That's true.
That guy's got gifts everywhere. He's already outside of the Big Brother fandom. Some of his gifts. You know who really got popular gifts? That Davon. Her opening the door. That's everywhere.
Really?
Her pretending to be shocked. Yeah, they're two of the.
Oh, dude, yeah. I loved Davon, man. I picked Davon to win.
That's right, you did.
Who do you have that year, Jace?
17. Yeah, Jace. Yeah, we picked 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And
that goes to show, man. We know this show so well. I've literally watched every season, and the person I pick could get voted out first or second any given year. Did you hear the Christmas music when she walked in? Brianna, I tried to block out all of the Christmas stuff. Yeah, literally, okay. If I were to take a shot for every second, where they don't say a Christmas meme from the beginning of show to or Christmas meme, we're all talking about memes. If I were to take a shot for every second up until the beginning of the show through when they make their first Christmas pun, I'd be fine. I'd wake up the next day.
Davon was so entertaining. Yeah, I had Steve. Hey, good pick, Sheldon. What's up, Kat? How you doing? Christmas was full of shit to get sympathy. I mean, I feel like that's fucking Raven, to be honest.
Yeah, she tries really hard to get sympathy, but a lot of people are just over it.
I really, really want her to go home.
Wow, bro, you want her to go home because she's different and because she can't eat normally?
Honestly, if I was in the house and I felt like I was getting targeted, like Jessica, I'd just be like, let's just send Christmas out. Get her out of her misery. Let her go home.
Game says, I love how most of the house guests all of a sudden had a bad feeling about Dom. I'm telling you, bro.
Because of that talk show, man.
It comes into play. It's just.
When there's an easy target, you push it. Every year we see that. When someone makes themselves a target, and I
think it has to do with her getting in the argument with Paul too, because I'm sorry to say it, bro, but how many people? Because she's the only black person in there. How many people, as soon as she got angry once and had an outburst once, said, "There's the angry black girl coming out in her." You know that's what was on at least half their minds, and I hate that that's the case. But you know that's always the thing. You know the second Alex walked in that house, they said, don't want to face her in a math comp.
Yeah, the stereotyping.
It happens. It's in the back of a lot of people's mind. And so, it's just, it is what it is, man. And it's sad.
Raven and Jillian got really old really quick. True.
Jillian? Dude, I was sick of Jillian from the first picture, the introduction of Jillian online.
There's some people that add nothing to the show. She's one of them.
Let's do a little.
We're losing some good people pre-jury, though, man. It sucks that we lose Cody and now Dominique. It does suck.
Let me take a look at our rankings, man. So, who went home last?
Alex is beautiful. Alex is pretty good looking.
I had Cody at 7. You had Cody all the way down at 12. Interesting.
Yeah, the guy, dude, did you see his interviews? The guy didn't talk. I was like, there's no way this is getting over in the house.
You know what's really funny? You know who we had ranked last? Kevin and Alex. 2 of the people in the best position.
You were like, Kevin's old.
Kevin was one of those people and I mean, I told myself that if they weren't going to win any physical or mental comps, I had to rank all those people at the bottom. So which in my opinion was Jillian, Elena, and Kevin. So they had to be the bottom 3, and I thought for sure that he would be the one gone on night 1. That's why I put him at 16.
Who did I have at number 2?
They'd say old guy. You had Josh at number 2.
Jesus. I don't know what that. Yeah, I was so convinced Christmas was going to
Your top 5 was Christmas, Josh, Matt, Dominique, and Mark.
Shit.
And my top 5 was Jessica, Mark, Matt, Josh, and Christmas. We have a lot of the same people on there.
Where do we have Jason?
You had Jason at 15th.
Wow.
And I had him at 12th.
I feel like I'm rooting the most for Alex and Jason. I had him at 15 and 16.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like about
your bottom 5 were Cody, Jillian, Elena, Jason, and Alex. My bottom 5 were Jason, Ramses, Jillian, Elena, Kevin.
Damn.
Interesting.
Back unless Dom leaves. I gotta see Dom's getting that thing, man. I think we'll see both Cody and Dom in the house still. Maybe they'll even team up again. Dude, I would so be down if Dom and Cody joined the other side of the house. I would so be down.
It could happen, honestly. Like, if there happens to be something where Mark thinks that he has to swing like a huge deal to stay or something, and like Dom and that's true. Yeah, because like Dom's probably going home.
Oh yeah, as of now, she's gone.
I think whoever latches onto that other side of the house, that Alex side of the house first, will be the one to stay.
Yeah. I want to let you know Cody lost his brother in a motorcycle accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going to let him know.
What was it while he's in the house? They would have let him know.
Yeah, they would have showed it.
Been before, but still, damn.
I mean,
R.I.P.
He might end up deciding to go home then instead of competing.
I wish we could replace Cameron with Raven. Cam and Matt would be a better showmans. Oh, man.
Who do you guys think will get the temptation? My guess is it's whoever they put in the most favorable light on the show for the week, because it's the casual viewers that count. So Kevin, Alex.
I mean, we gotta count Raven for her story.
Raven.
It just showed that, so that might be their plan.
Right. Isn't that sad that it feels like CBS has a plan on who they want to win?
Yeah. It keeps trash talking Dom. I'm sick of it. Yeah, when someone's on the block, that they totally just I hated when Paul did it last year. I don't know. I just don't bashing someone when they're about to leave. It's kind of
Yeah, Damien, you're right. I stand spoken. Last season we had Mama Day and Zakia. That's true. And they were working together for a little bit, which was good. But hopefully we get more of that. Poor Christmas, her ring of replacement may be pointless.
Oh, yeah, in the veto, she couldn't even compete. She had to sit out, and she was chosen. So what happens if Dom does get in? They can't do battle back with only 3 people. She couldn't stop the eviction the week for that reason.
Could you recap everything now? I dozed off. All right, bro, time me. Let's see how much I can get a recap. All right, let me see how much I remember. All right, so we had an episode tonight. It was the Nam episode. Alex won HOH, as we know. She decided that she wanted to get either Mark or Dominique out based on information that came originally coming from Paul. Elena wanted her whole side of the house safe. Alex is like, I can't do that. Jessica is who Alex is telling the other side of the house was her target. And she ended up putting up Jessica and Dom, or what the hell? Not Dom. What the hell am I? Wait. Yeah. And so those two are on the block. Dominique and Jessica are on the block. And the plan is to send Dominique home. That's the episode from the night. Live feeds. We know that Jason was selected and won the veto. And as of tomorrow morning, he is expected to use the veto to take Jessica off the block and put Mark up there. So Mark or Dominique should be going home this week, and probably Dominique because she got on a lot of people's nerves with the talk show last week, as we saw. And she also had a verbal argument with Paul, who everyone seems to love. They just want to, ride his jockstrap. And so it looks like Dominique will be going home, but she's smart. And if Mark gets complacent, then Dominique might jump into that Alex, Jessica, Jason, Ramses foursome. And then when Cody comes back, they're just going to run train.
True. Let's see. Did y'all see the huge blow up with Dom and Paul? I didn't watch it. It was like 6 in the morning to 8 in the morning here. But no, later than that. It was like 8 to 10 a.m.
Can Mark beat Cody? Yes. And I think Dominique can beat Cody too.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely both could. Basically, Dom called out Paul's entire game, and no one believed her. So, it is what it is.
Doesn't that suck?
17, I wanted Loser Jason to win. Baby 18, I knew Yvette would. Or wanted Dave.
Oh, dude, I want to talk about something real quick. So we know the reason why Megan left the game, right? Basically, it's because she thought that she heard Jessica call Alex Panda when she really said Pow Pow. I watched the show. I watched that episode over with my grandparents before I moved out of there because I was living with them for a little while. And they heard the same thing. They heard her say Panda. So there might be a lot of casual viewers out there that think that Megan, like, it wasn't a misunderstanding at all. And a lot of people hate Jessica still because they think that she lied, and they basically hate the whole house because they think that the whole house lied just to get Megan, just to freak her out so she'd go home.
Damn. That'd be pretty nuts.
Really weird. So, like, I was talking to my grandparents about him. I was, like, talking to my grandmother, and she was like, how come no one spoke up? Like, she called her Panda. I was like, no, she called her Pow Pow. And she's like, no, she called her Panda. They played it. I was like, no.
I don't know.
Awkward, but
I don't understand leaving the game. But
I know they had it subtitles. Hey.
That also fucked up Cody's game. That guy got screwed, man.
Hold on, Damien's got the scoop. No, hold up. I talked to Megan on Twitter. I know what happened.
I just wish that Dom would get off the subject of Elena being jealous. Yeah, that didn't help her that Alex told Elena that, so that kind of she I don't know, she didn't play her cards right when she got put up. That's what sucks. I wish she did, but she kind of the block paranoia hit her like it hits most people.
Yep.
And she just started throwing people under the bus. When she threw Elena under the bus to Alex, I was like, I already knew. She didn't give off names, but sometimes giving off names is better because it secures more trust, which a lot of people don't realize. Like, yeah, so I know someone has been telling you something about someone else. Just fucking give the name. It might gain you some trust.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. I'm surprised no one does it as much. But when Dan gave away names, people always say that funeral's a hoax or whatever the fuck they want to call it. But when he gave away names, it builds trust. It really does.
Could you say that Dominique, once she figures out that now that she is going to know that she's the official target, you think she's going to start making victim noises or what?
Oh, she knows. Yeah. She doesn't care. She's trying. She's really trying, which I respect. She's trying to make it a point that people go after Paul.
Paul is so evil. Agreed. But it's kind of nice.
Paul is playing the game hard. I was not his biggest fan right now. Like, but I can totally respect how hard he's playing the game. My biggest fan of me, I'm not just rooting. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh yeah, Damien. I saw the exit interview where she was talking about PTSD and stuff like that. But I just think it's crazy how like
victim noises.
I just think it's crazy how people like a lot like it seems like a good portion of the casual viewers, they're like super sympathetic of Megan, whereas like a lot of the other people are like whatever.
Fuck.
Like it it's terrible because like I'm being way too savage about it, but it's like, yeah, I understand PTSD is a real thing. I really do. But it just came down to the fact that she thought she heard one thing and it wasn't what she heard. She thought that she said Panda and Jessica did not say Panda. And Megan was so stuck on the fact that, oh, I heard what I heard. Well, you didn't hear what you heard. And you sent yourself into that paranoia. She sent herself into that stress because she thought that everyone in the house was going against her because no one wanted to talk up, and she thought everyone heard what she heard, but they definitely didn't. So,
yeah, it's a pretty.
What current member of the house had made you LOL the most?
Oh man, I gotta say, I've been laughing my ass off at Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's funny. He's got the dry sense of humor, man. He's funny without even necessarily trying to be funny. He said the little joke during the episode that made me crack a smile, which was like, Ramses really looks up to me. And how can he not? He's like 5'9". I'm 6'3".
Dude, someone posted on Twitter. It's about ass sniffing. You'll like this. So basically, he went to go help Christmas, like get her crutch, and he leaned down and he made like a sniff noise, but he didn't, right? And so Chris was like, "Ooh," and they didn't talk about it. And then 30 seconds later, it shows him talking to Jason, and he's like, "Hey man, I think she thinks I sniffed her ass." And then they're laughing about it. And he's like, "What do I do? Do I go back and talk to her?" And then he's like, "You can't, because then she knows you're thinking about it."
It's like, let's just not talk about it. Because it's one of those things you don't talk about, bro.
He just, I don't know what he did, but she's like, "Ooh."
Yo, Charlie, who was it that put your face on a fidget spinner, bro?
That was Espen.
Gotta give him a shout out. Espen, nice work. Go to our Twitter if you want to see Charlie's face on a fidget spinner. I don't think Espen's in chat right now, but if you want that kind of merch,
dude, you guys got to find that clip. I hope they show it because he's like, "Well, she can't know I'm thinking about it because that'd be just weird." I think she thinks I sniffed her ass.
Is that really?
I thought about that like later on in the night and just started cracking up.
You know, whatever. I'm a bit of a ass sniffing connoisseur.
Oh yeah, people think Josh is just a big wuss. Dude, Josh and Mark had an argument last night about pillows.
Really?
They were trying to hide his pillows. Just the pranks are lame. But Josh, the second time he started laughing about it. At first he was like, "Yeah, Mark, if I get all mad at you, you'll get all emotional." And Mark's like, "I'll get emotional. You'll get emotional." Because they're both big crybabies. Which is funny because they're the biggest dudes in the house.
Yeah, but we all at least knew Mark was a softie. Josh came in and claimed he's going to be the evil emperor of the season.
Cry's first episode.
Mark during his introduction, what did he say? Something about his favorite colors, pink and something.
Yeah, he's. Oh God.
Josh said Kevin's ass.
But like a Jason and Kevin montage. They're the two older men. I like that. They're funny.
Damien agreed. How Josh had blown up 4 times now and Dom has done it once. People are stereotyping Dom. Yep. Agreed.
Off the record, have you seen Vikings on History Channel? It's excellent. I have not.
I haven't, but I have history included with Sling. And if I go build this TV stand tonight, then I can start watching it because my mom gave me her 46-inch TV.
Clutch.
And I've been rocking the same 32-inch since me and Charlie used to chill in the man cave back in 2009.
Oh yeah.
So it's nice to get a little upgrade. But the sweet little lady underneath me, I hope I don't have to hammer anything, but I probably do. So when it comes to like putting the back on the TV stand, I'll probably hold off. And it's not called a TV stand; it's from IKEA, so it's called like a Frühlingsschlamm.
Matt snagged Jess Bootius. Dude, Matt is more attracted to Jessica than he is Raven.
Dude, Matt is, and it's funny. Matt flirts with all the girls, and Raven flirts with all the guys, and yet they're the showmans.
God, they're so boring. They
get married, they're swingers for sure.
Mark was like, "My favorite color is Tickle Me Pink, and my favorite movie is 50 Shades of Grey."
There it is. That's the one, man. See, meanwhile, Josh was like, "I hustle. I'm a show all these meatballs that they're not going anywhere."
Oh, God.
So, all right. A quick poll for the chat. We're winding down here. Quick poll for the chat. What would you guys rather have? Some of Josh's meatballs or anything that Raven cooks?
Oh, hell no. Dude, I saw people they were thinking people on Twitter get creative with nicknames.
Please tell me they don't give her chicken to cook.
Oh God. People give creative nicknames. They were calling Matt Mattress and they were calling Raven Salmonella. They were like, "Oh hell no, Mattress and Salmonella. We don't need your opinions." You guys don't know she undercooks everything.
Yeah.
She fed people raw pork chops.
That's funny.
Pretty messed up.
Oh, all right. We got We're tied. 2 for Ravens, 2 for Meatballs.
Oh man,
it says they were making out last night. Who was making out last night? Oh, Matt and Raven, probably. They've been playing it slow. They're like a little middle school couple. It's funny, bro. The people that are like, they're not all over each other. Like Matt is way more flirty openly with like Jessica and Elena than he is Raven. But
yeah.
Josh has the best job in the world, business. It's either the best job or the worst job, bro.
I thought that was so creative. Calling her Salmonella. That's good.
That is pretty funny. All right, but anyway, we're winding down. Good little 45-minute chat. So make sure you guys go over to the Twitter. Check out Charlie's face on a fidget spinner. It's great. Feel free to Photoshop anything and everything. Charlie's got a cool-looking fidget spinner. I just have a plain red one.
Why are we playing with it? Who knows? We got over a buck.
I'm a teacher, bro. I got to become one with the middle school kids. I start teaching in 3 weeks, and I gotta know what I'm doing, bro. But yeah. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, click the little bell so you know when we go live, and check out for other content on Visokii channel, just like Garrett said. But we will catch you guys next time.